There you are. With you in one sec. Meditation's coming. I just have to check that it's all good in the worlds of Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, because that's where I'm streaming to. Multi-streaming. What can I tell you? It's a deal for me anyway. Okay, it's all starting to look like I'm in the right place and good. Meditation's coming. One sec. Oh, I went the wrong way. I always go the wrong way. Now, good. Facebook's looking good. Instagram's looking good. Good. How are you? How's it going? You all right? All well? It's all right if it's not, but I hope it's going well for you. Okay, chance to meditate together. This isn't a class. This is just part of the further emergence work that I do. I'll explain about further emergence when we're finished the meditation. If you're an experienced meditator, that's brilliant. If you could just hang on for a minute though while I explain what I do, just for the benefit of people who are new to meditation. Because I've discovered that people, if they haven't meditated before, are or can be a bit embarrassed about it, like that they don't know how to do it. I'm just basing that on people saying to me, in messages and whatnot, what do you actually do? So, there's lots of different styles of meditation. This is just what I do. For me, it starts with why I would meditate. I'm trying to connect with a part of me that I connect to every night when I'm asleep. Not the dreaming bit, the bit after dreaming. So I'm dreaming and then I drop out the bottom of dreaming into deep dreamless sleep, where I have no thoughts, no body, no country, no house, no stories, no nothing. I don't even have me. I kind of cease to exist, certainly in the way that I normally register my existence. Which sounds terrible. I mean, that sounds like death. Yeah, I love going to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed. So some part of me knows that's a good place. So that's the intention of my meditation, is to go to that place. Now, as I said, there's no thoughts there. Someone saying you're the best. David is saying you're the best, John. Thanks, David. There's no thoughts in that place. So I have to figure out something to do with my mind, some way to sort of part the curtains of my mind to get through to this place. So what I do is I make an arrangement with my mind. I say, look, can you just not think for the next 15 minutes because we want to meditate? And my mind at this stage is on board for the idea because I've been doing it for years. So my mind is like, yeah, okay, great, let's do that, fine. Because it's a kind of a disturbing experience for my mind, because my mind kind of has to wait outside the door while I go into this place, Now, if you're the first time you're meditating, it's always interesting to your mind. It's like a new thing, so it's like, oh, this is going to be great. If you're trying to have a practice of meditation and you encounter some resistance from your mind, then I'd suggest you give your mind things that your mind likes. Give it thoughts, give it concepts, give it ideas. So read up a bit or watch some videos about meditation so your mind can kind of get on board with it. So my mind is on board, great. Next thing to do is stop thinking, which is actually quite easy. It's easy to stop. It's not so easy to keep it, but it's easy to stop. Because regardless of what I'm thinking about, which would be the contents of my thought, the structure of my thought's always the same. It's always pictures and sound. So if I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound, that's it. I'm not thinking. Now, as soon as I do that, I'm into the practice of meditation. Now, the practice of meditation runs parallel with and kind of together with the intention. So my intention in meditation, as I said, is to go to this deep, mysterious, profound, calm, just trying to think of all the other words they use to describe meditation, Zen-like, still, that place. The practice of meditation starts as soon as I stop thinking. So it'll go, I'll turn off the pictures, I'll turn off the sound, I'll stop thinking. Then some time will pass, I'll discover I'm thinking again. So I go, oh, I'm thinking again. So I turn off the pictures, I turn off the sound. Then some time passes and I discover I'm thinking again. I'm like, oh, okay. Turn off the pictures, turn off the sound. Some more time will pass. I'll discover I'm thinking, turn off, and so on. Just every time I discover that I'm thinking, I bring myself back to not thinking by turning off the pictures, turning off the sound. Now, the two of them go together, and I kind of I'm sort of bringing your attention to that if you're new to meditation, because it's easy to get the misconception that to meditate properly you shouldn't be thinking at all, which isn't the case. It kind goes back and forth. You know, it's a bit like a dance. Sometimes I'll be very deep in this still, mysterious, possibly eternal place, and then other times I'll be discovering that I'm thinking. And both are powerful. The deep part of me is kind of obviously powerful. You can sort of feel it in your whole body. When I discover I'm thinking, it's very powerful as well, but it's a bit more subtle, because if you are like me, the sorts of things that you think about are to do with you. Like, so I'm thinking about me. What did I do that? What am I going to do about that? Where did I leave that thing? And so on. Now, if I'm in the middle of meditation and I'm having a thought, you know, and I go, oh, I'm thinking, I turn off the pictures and I turn off the sound. Indirectly, what I'm saying to myself is, you know, that thought that you were just having an instant ago, that you thought was you, and you thought, and it, you know, you were it and it was you. Well, you just made that disappear. You just made that thought disappear. So you're not that thought. In fact, you're not any of your thoughts. You're something else. So that's very powerful. And then the fact that you do that repeatedly, that's very powerful as well. So both have their place. So there's no set right amount of times that you should be thinking or not thinking or anything like that. It changes every hour, every day. It'll be different. The main thing is, every time you discover that you're thinking, bring yourself back to not thinking. If you do that, you're doing great. Now, while all that's going on, I'm also letting go of tension in my body. And I'm using my out-breath to do that. Now, it's too vague for me not to have a system. So I scan my body from my head down to my feet and back up again very slowly, very gently. Anywhere I find tension, I let it go using my out-breath. And I use my out-breath because it's natural to just breathe it away. But it's also a good way to remember to breathe, because it's quite easy to hold your breath in meditation or to stop breathing altogether. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So yeah, using the out-breath is just a good way to remember to breathe. Also, as I'm scanning my body up and down, I'm paying particular attention to any structures in my body that go across my body or transverse. And I do that because transverse structures in my body, normally my body runs longitudinally, but anywhere that goes across, it can behave a bit like a log going across a stream. You know, it can catch all the leaves and the twigs and the branches, anything that comes down the stream. Except in my body, it's tension. So I'm paying particular attention, for example, to my eyes. There can be a lot of tension stored there. My jaw, my tongue, the base of my neck, my shoulder girdle. All my joints are transverse sites, so my shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. My heart area, my respiratory diaphragm, all my intestines, my pelvic floor, my hips, my knees, my ankles, and my toes. If you're new to meditation, a nice quiet room is really helpful, because as soon as you close your eyes, your hearing will amplify. And one of the things that triggers thoughts is little sounds. So the quieter the room, where you're not going to be disturbed, that's helping yourself and helping your mind. And then the other thing I do to help my mind is not think, is I set a timer. I set a timer for how long I'm going to meditate for. Now, I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes, but if you're new to meditation, I'd encourage you to set yours for shorter. Set it like for 5 minutes, and then just repeat that 3 times. Okay, I think that's everything. Just want to check there's no questions. No. All right, let me just get the timer going. Okay, off we go into the mystery. if you feel like you've traveled very deeply inside yourself and you feel like you need to come back from there, then take your time before you open your eyes. Or if you feel like you can hold the inner space and the outer space at the same time, then just open your eyes. If when you do that, you feel like you've lost the inner space, you can just close your eyes again, reconnect with it. Oh yeah, there it is. Open your eyes again. If it starts to waver, close your eyes again. You can kind of use your eyes like a valve to equalize the inner space and outer space. So these meditations that I do, these daily meditations that I do, they're part of the Further Emergence work that I do. Further Emergence is to do with growth, inner growth specifically. Your body, when you're a child, grows, and then you become an adult, and then your body kind of stops growing. But you keep growing on the inside. And just like when your body was growing, when you were a child, maybe you went through a period of accelerated growth, commonly called growth spurts. You can go through growth spurts on the inside as well. And they continue on like for the rest of your life. So you can go through this accelerated growth on the inside, which it's quite natural. It's quite a naturally occurring thing, but it can be misidentified as like, oh, there's something wrong, because it can be really disorienting, very confusing. And that growth spurt on the inside, that's what Further Emergence is about. And it can present in all sorts of different ways. Like people can feel like they can feel like they're stuck. Just this feeling of like, I'm stuck. That's one way. It can feel like the opposite of that, where everything's moving really fast and changing really fast on the inside. It can be quite disorienting. You can go from almost overnight, everyone understands you and you understand everyone, and everyone, they're all relating, and then suddenly nobody understands you, no one gets you, no one gets what's happening, and they all think maybe you're a little bit nutty. That's common. You can feel quite isolated with it as well. You can feel like you just wake up one day and your life doesn't fit you, or you don't fit your life, or there's a kind of mismatch where it used to be, this lovely life that you'd made was great, and then suddenly it's like, no, I don't fit it, I don't recognize myself in it anymore. You can have physical symptoms, that can be another thing. Not life-threatening, it can be life-threatening, but usually not life-threatening. But they have this kind of quality of, like they're putting the pause on your life. Or you're trying to get your attention about something. That can be another one as well. There are lots of other ways that it can manifest. They're just some of the ones I know and I've experienced. I've gone through this many times myself, and I've helped people go through it as well. I've had lots of people go through it. So yeah, the meditations are part of it, because knowing your inner space or having a bit more familiarity with your inner space, that helps. Then I have a Zoom group every week, every Friday. And that's a chance to sort of meet other people, connect with other people, see that you're not just going through this on your own. There's some questions and answers, there's some more meditation. And then I work with people one-on-one as well. And that's a combination of talking, and then that's kind of in front of the scenes, and then I work behind the scenes as well with them, kind of distance behind the scenes work with them as well. So yeah, if that all sort of resonates with you, you can follow along on the different channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for Further Emergence and you'll find it. Or you can go to the website, furtheremergence.com, and read more about it. Or you can just keep coming along to the meditations. It's all good. Okay, so thanks very much for meditating with me, and see you tomorrow maybe for some more meditation. Bye.